Okay, so I went through all of the last three classes, and I thought I might as well also go through the Baldur's Gate 3 classes, and I'll start off with a cleric. Um, this time I'll start off with the class selection due to race being easier to jump between. So, for a cleric, we're the life domain, light domain, and the trickery domain. The life domain is, as it was in Solasta, it's very heal heavy domain. And with both the heavy armor speciality and the discipline of life, you are able to be very tanky and heal in an absolute ton. It's completely insane. Um, there's the light domain, which is more damage focused, with some more fiery spells, so to speak, and more damage spells. Last but not least, we have a trickery domain. As an overall class, currently the cleric is very lacking. It's missing a lot of its core spells, which is due to the early access. For example, we're missing our spiritual weapon, which really makes the class currently, in my opinion, underwhelming in to a certain degree. Then again, we can only get to level 4, so it doesn't matter that much right now. For races, you have quite a wide range of races you can choose. Again, the Wood Elf with the 2 Dexterity and the 1 Wisdom is a very nice bonus with the Wisdom, and being able to go a Dex Cleric instead of a usual Strength Cleric you'll normally go. This will allow you to drop a medium armor for a light armor instead, and also be able to focus on getting your Wisdom high up, and that means that you can spare your heavy armor for your fighter and so on and so forth. For the high elf, it's the worst of the two choices, due to it being a downgrade of the wood elf, with the only bonus being a cantrip you can choose. In my opinion, the cantrip is not worth it, regardless. So I would never take the high elf over a cleric unless you just want to do it because you find the half elf a nice race. High elf, I mean. Tiefling. Tiefling, like the high elf, does not give anything to the cleric besides the Zariel Tiefling, which gives extra strength, but I do not believe this is worth it. And none of the cantrips are worth it either, in my opinion, due to them not being a spell such as what's called Hellish Rebuke. So currently, I do not believe Tiefling is worth at all in general. Choose. Besides, if you're playing a Warlock. Um, and that's kind of where that ends. For Drow, you do give a Dex and a Charisma. This is actually the first cleric I played was a Drow cleric. Uh, Again, you'll definitely be going a Dex cleric here, but you'll not get anything from the Charisma. The Superior Dark Vision though is really nice in this game, and it works wonders. Like, you're able to see so far ahead, and with a Rapier proficiency, you're able to pick up a Rapier for your Dex cleric, which will make you a lot stronger than usual due to having a D8, 1d8 instead of a 1d6. So that's a nice bonus and a nice step up. Besides that, it's actually a pretty bad cleric class due to not giving wisdom at all, and wisdom is still very important. For human, you only have a base human, which I personally do not like very much. It's even worse than in Solasta due to it only having +1s, and there are no languages really or currently, and as far as I've understood, there are no you're not able to pick the languages as you are in normal D&D. So it's tough to actually choose human for any race, for any class. I mean, but Githyanki with 2 strength and 1 intelligence, I am also going to say this is a pretty bad race to take due to it going for intelligence and strength. For dwarf, we finally have a first race that's actually good to play, so to speak, with the ability score improvements that you get with the constitution and wisdom. You do also get dwarven toughness if you're a gold dwarf, which is very nice if you want to be a bit tankier, for example with a life cleric, as I did earlier. For the other one, you get constitution and strength. This could also work if you're going more of a frontliner, but then I'd rather go let's say a fighter instead, because the constitution and strength is a lot stronger there. For the half elf, it's probably the best kind of what's called race for the cleric, due to just giving the charisma, due to giving you, allowing you to put +1 in whatever you want. You can both go Dex Cleric or a Strength Cleric. It's completely up to you, but you do get a +1 in Wisdom. You do also get, if you go with Wood Elf, which I really would prefer going, is racial speed increase. It's so strong. So I'd definitely be going with the Wood Elf if I had to go anyone, as I do not believe Dancing Light is actually worth going if you're going to go Drow Half Elf, and the High Elf only get the they actually don't get anything besides the oh, they also give us base movement speed. It's just base movement speed and a cantrip, but it's minor illusion. I used it a bit, but I did not feel like it was worth it. It does not bring anything to the table special. And even the other one's Fireball, you'd rather use a ranged weapon instead of all these things. So I cannot say I would go the High Elf. Wood Elf is definitely a strong contender. For the last race, we have Lightfoot and Strongheart Halfling. And again, neither of these are very good due to them giving Dex and Con and Dex and Charisma. But we do have the naturally stealthy, and we do have Lucky Feet, and Lucky is just very strong always, no matter what. That being said, I would not choose this race for this class. Instead, I would definitely go with Half Elf if I wanted to maximize my power with going with Wood Elf option, in order to get more what's called versatility and more movability. And then that's up to you if you want to go strength or dex. I prefer going dex because I feel like it fits the character more instead of going strength. You could also go strength. It's probably better to go strength if I'm honest. But that's up to you. For the sub races in a cleric, the life domain is definitely the strongest right now. Light domain is number 2 and trigger is number 3. Life domain is just so strong because, as I said earlier, it has the heavy armor efficiency, it has the discipline of life, making you pretty much unkillable and your whole team. With the light domain, the extra damage you get from your spells, it's like the spells you do get, for example, with Burning Hands, it's not really worth it in my opinion, because the most the damage spell you're going to use the most, in my opinion, is going to be Afflict Wounds, because that's what I did, and Guiding Bolt. So I just can't see this one being strong right now. And last but not least, Trickery Domain is definitely the weakest because Charm Person and Disguise Self. Yeah, I did not like those two. Also, Blessing of a Trickster is kind of meh, to be honest. Whereas if you go the other one, so Lights with the where is it? I can't see it here. Light Cantrip is very nice to have due to it being able to light up the whole area. And for life, you always have Cure Wounds ready, so you can have Cure Wounds and Healing Word ready from the get-go, so you can heal a shit ton. With skills, it doesn't really matter what you choose, it's kind of up to you. Oh, your Origins, there's Origin. Origin skill is kind of up to you. I prefer trying to avoid these skills up here when I choose my proficiency, and I do believe currently one of the better things to actually take if you're a talker, you Guild Artisan, because you get Persuasion and you get Insight, meaning you can choose, for example, let's say you really want History and Medicine or something else. Another one I can also advise taking if you're just going to be the skill hawker and do Wisdom is definitely the Hermit, due to giving Medicine a religion, and then you can yourself take the Insight and Persuasion, being able to really focus on all these Wisdom skills and stacking up on it. You do also get your Charisma with a Persuasion, which in my opinion every character should have, and you get a bit of Religion as well due to you being a Cleric, so it fits very well for character. For the ability score improvement, I'd definitely go for, I think it's already set itself perfect. Immortal Assassin. I'd probably dump the so this computer decided or thought it was best. I probably dump the charisma in favor of getting 16 strength, just to be able to hit harder. Either that, or dump it even further and get one more constitution, so you get 16, 8, 14, 10, 16, 10. This way you'll have the maximum dexterity available for you, a maximum constitution, intelligence, and or maximum constitution and wisdom, being able to cast a lot of spells, being very tanky due to getting an extra health per level, and being able to give +3 to all your attack rolls when using heavy weapons, or if you wanted to go a dex instead, then you'd put in dex and you'd also get 18 when I had 16 when you had to change this. So This is a very strong starter build, uh, and definitely able to get through the game easily with a cleric class if you go like this. And just in general, the game is not set to be extremely hard. There are some very punishing moments, but it shouldn't be a problem regardless of what cleric you choose. In the end, long story short, Live Domain is definitely the strongest cleric. Cleric overall feels very lackluster as of current.